Hi everybody and welcome to the OpenECRI midweek market commentary for the 25th of September. My name's Simon Clark from Trade with Precision and I'll be discussing the markets that are of key interest right now. Now the first market I'm going to take a look at today here is the euro against the Great British Pound. Now the reason is that in this market we've got some nice key levels which price is honouring, and we're very close to breaking or testing some of those levels right now. So if we take a look here at the monthly chart first of all, we can see that the monthly for some time now, for a few years, has been generally in a sort of a downtrend here, although we've tested this 84 level a number of times, and you can see this level has been support, it's been resistance, it's been support, it's been resistance. Right at the moment price is just at this level at the moment. It's been consolidating for the pretty much most of this year above this 84 level. We haven't really got any other clear indication as to the direction of the trend on this monthly chart. So if we come down to the weekly chart, if I zoom this up a little bit, you can start to see that we've got other levels that we can see within this price structure. We've got our 84 level here, which we can see has been tested numerous times, and there's also other levels which have also been tested numbers of times as well. So we've got up here 88, we've got 85, which has been tested and very strong level, and also one right the way down here, around this 78 level down the bottom here. Now at the moment we can see prices rallied off this 78 level, it's moved right the way up to the 88 level, and now we've hit 84 and bounced off it, tested 85 a few times, and now we're back down to 84 again. So again, we've got some nice convergence here on the indicators, indicating nice momentum to the downside, but at this moment in time we're just waiting for a test or a decision of what's going to happen around 84. Now the reason I like this is if 84 breaks, then we've got a long way down to the next support and resistance level, which is 7800. Now 7800, if you can see, there's pretty much nothing else in the way of price coming down to this level. If we move back up, we've got 85, which we know is a prior tested level here, and above that we've got 8800 as well. So we've got some nice structure here on this market to trade around. And if we take a look on the daily chart, we can just see this detail in a bit more clearly, clear price action. So the recent move in price has been to the downside. We've got new formation of a new trend here, so lower highs and lower lows. We've just broken under 84, pulled back above it, and at this moment in time you can see that we've got all of our moving averages in the right order. We've got lovely convergence on the indicators too, and we've got some very bearish candles here for the past couple of days here on this daily chart, coming right down onto this 8400 level. So it certainly looks like a rejection of the current direction, current market to the downside. So let's take a look here at the 240 chart. If we take a look on the 240 chart, we've got our 8400 level in here, and this is really where I see potential sort of trading opportunities on this market. I'm just keeping a close eye on for this 8400 to see how price action moves from now. If we get a breakdown of below 8400, we've got that clear path, that nice sort of trading opportunities to the downside, and we had sort of almost trend flow trading opportunities setting up there on the daily chart. If we get a move above this level, above these previous highs, then I think we could easily test up to 8500, and then maybe right the way up here to the sort of 8580 level up here. So that's what I'm looking for here on Euro Great British Pound. Now the next market I'm going to take a look at here is gold. Now this is the mini futures contract, the gold mini futures contract at YG, and we can see here from the bigger time picture here on the monthly chart that we've got a nice downtrend here. Price has made a lower high, lower low. Price is just sort of like pulling back here, and now we've got a sort of bearish month this month where we're starting to looking like we're coming back down to sort of make a new low, a higher low, and a retest of this 1200 level. We've certainly got some nice convergence here on the indicators, but if we take a look here at these lower time frames, take a look at the weekly chart for instance, we can start to see that there's some structure that's been tested here in price. So we got this 1200 level that price tested recently. It's also been prior support and resistance, and now we've got this 1320 level just above it, which again has been strong support and resistance. And just at the moment we've got all of our moving averages almost in the right order. The 10 and the 20 have just crossed over. We've almost put in a lower high here, come down, and we're retesting this 1320 level, which has been prior support and resistance. We just got nice convergence here on the indicators, just indicating the flow or in agreement with the flow of the current price action. Now if we come down to these much lower time frames and try and sort of take a look at what's happening here. So we've got 1320 here in price, this level. We can see that price is now punched underneath this level, pulled back above it, and now tried to make a new high, rejected that, come back down and testing this level again. We're almost getting our moving averages in the right order here, but we have got nice convergence on the indicators. So here on the daily chart we are in an uptrend. We have been in an uptrend. Now we've sort of broken down. Now we've put in a lower high, and haven't put in a lower low yet, but it's looking rather bearish, and it's looking like we're getting more confirmation to a move to the downside. Now I've come down to the 60-minute chart here, and you can just start to see, here on this 60-minute chart, there are some potentially, trading opportunities, here on this chart. So I've put some structure in here. Here on this 60-minute chart, we've got this level up the top here, which is 1330. Remember that level, was 1320 on the higher time frames. On here we got 1330 just above a consolidation level, above this this sort of price consolidation, and you can see we've actually got 3 tests here of this level. We've also got rising momentum here in the indicators. The MACD and RSI are rising. We've put in a low, we've come up, we've tested this level once again for the 3rd time, come down and put in a higher low. Or have we put in a higher low? We've certainly got a level there just underneath here, which has been prior support and resistance around the 1.320. So I'm looking for this and keeping a close eye on this. If we break this 1.330 level, I think we could get another move to the high side, possibly retesting these old highs up here as sort of first base. If we're going to break through this level, then we can easily see a retest down here of the 1200 level. So some interesting price action to keep a close eye on there for gold. Okay, the last market I'm going to take a look at here is the Nasdaq. This is the NQ contract. And if we take a look at this market, the US stock markets have got quite a bit of news out this week, so we need to be careful, and this news can potentially alter the direction of the markets. But certainly looking at the trend over the past few years, in fact, we've had some very, very nice buying action, and I like the way that this market is. It's nicely within its sort of consolidation area. It's nicely at the sort of fair value area that we look for in and around the sort of buy zone. So if we take a look here at the monthly chart, we can see beautiful, nice structured trend to the long side here. All our moving averages in the right order. Lovely convergence on the indicators too. Coming across to the weekly chart, exactly the same story here on the weekly chart. Lovely convergence here on the MACD and the RSI, and at the moment we're not very far away extended from the moving averages. So I don't consider this to be too far away. In fact, if we come down to the daily chart, we can see here on the daily chart that price has just actually recently pulled back into the buy zone. We're just above the buy zone there. We've got all of our moving averages in the right order, and we've got lovely convergence on the indicators too. So this market certainly looks very strong, in a nice strong uptrend. Now if we come down to these lower time frames, so I'm just coming down to the 480 chart here, and if I just mark a level in here at the 3200 area, this 3200 area has been tested a few times in the past, and especially on the lower time frames you can actually see 3200 has been tested a few times. So we can see that price has now sort of come into this sort of buy zone. We've got some small candles forming here right in the buy zone, and I'm just sort of looking for confirmation as to what's happening. As long as this 3200 area holds, and we get a break to the high side, I think we can actually get a good push up, and this trend will continue to the high side. If we don't, if we actually get a break on this, we then start to need to look to where price could actually retrace to, and we've got a sort of a level here around the sort of 150-ish sort of area where we've been prior support and resistance through here, which could be the next sort of target to look for to the downside. So that's the markets that I'm looking at this week. Hope it helps, and I'd like to thank you for joining the Open Equine midweek market commentary, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. Bye for now.